Shrek Forever After is, as you might guess, the fourth chapter in the Shrek saga. That could have gone so much worse.
It might still.
In the freaking Shrek saga. Say that 10 times fast. And Shrek is now happily married. He's got 3 little ogre children. And he's, not really feeling so happily married. He's having kind of a midlife ogre crisis. And he meets Rumpelstiltskin, who is voiced by Jack Black, a newcomer to the series, and wishes that he might be able to start all over again and have another day just as a plain old ogre. So let's watch the trailer.
Then Shrek kissed the princess. She turned into a beautiful ogre, and they lived happily
Ever
after.
But alas, my dear friends, we have come to the final chapter, and I am afraid our hero has fallen victim to a terrible curse.
Oh no.
From DreamWorks,
Fiona.
What's happening?
Donkey, it's me.
I've never seen you before in my life.
It's Shrek, your best friend.
Oh! Please eat my face last and send my hooves to my mama.
This summer, far, far away, is in big, big trouble.
Puss?
What happened to you?
I may have let myself go a little bit. I have all the cream I can drink and all the mice I can chase. I'll get him later. DreamWorks.
All right, so there you go. You get an idea of Shrek 4, and so everything we said was true except for...
I was lying. It's not actually Jack Black, but it sounds a lot like him.
It's an animator named Walt Dorn. It does sound like...
I apologize. I'm sorry, Walt. I apologize. And I apologize to Jack as well.
Now, Christy, your thoughts on Shrek 4?
Yeah, not a huge fan of the fourth Shrek. I thought the third one was really tired. I mean, the fourth one is like narcoleptic by comparison. It just drags. There is no fun to it. Very, very little fun to be had. The Rumpelstiltskin character is hugely obnoxious. Like, I'm okay with having an over-the-top villain if he's interesting, if he's like a fully fleshed out character, and if you care about this guy, he bugs. He's horrible. Regardless of whoever he's voiced by, he bugged the crap out of me. I mean, Shrek having a midlife crisis is not a whole lot of fun for the kids in the audience, and like their moms and dads can do that at home for free. It's just like, why bother? It's it's long since been done.
Yeah, it's tough to say that a film drags when it's only 93 minutes, but I think it did drag, and the idea there was a sort of a lost time travel alternate universe element of Shrek, sort of creating an alternate universe just to get one day, as you mentioned, Matt, of being an ogre. And I actually don't mind that concept. That's sort of rich with possibilities, but
and kind of hackneyed.
Well, I mean, again,
it's been done a lot.
Hacky is always okay.
No, not hackneyed.
Yes,
done.
No, of course, no. You're right. Well, first of all, you're right. I do mind hacky. I don't mind hackneyed if done well. But it's not done well. I mean, if you say that we can't do time travel in movies anymore, then we're largely done, and I'm never.
Life.
First of all, if you can't do hackneyed in a film, then
there's no more film.
And I should stop
I
should stop my lame idea for writing a screenplay.
Oh no! Please go ahead and do that because no one's doing that in this town.
Because no one's doing it. That's the only claim to fame I have. Is I actually haven't started. Okay. But it's going to be hackneyed. I just hope that when I ever get around to it, which won't happen, that it might be funny.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I agree with you on that. Conceptually, the idea of an alternate universe and time travel is okay, but this one is not done particularly well. We get to see Shrek meet his friends and family all over again, and it's kind of the same situations we saw in the first movie, and it's not something we need to see again, right? Okay, they kind of spin it up that maybe the donkey now doesn't want to be friends with Shrek, but that's not really that exciting.
Because Shrek has to convince all these people again that he's Shrek in the alternate world. They don't know who he is. And that is, I think that's sort of rich with comic possibilities. It's just simply not funny. It's not nearly as well written as the first ones. I remember the originality of those first two. When they're in Far, Far Away and there's whatever they called them, a Farbucks across the street, and they run out of one Farbucks and across the street into another Farbucks. That's funny.
Right, there was cute stuff in the second
There,
one.
in the first one and the second one, there was some originality in that sequel even, and I didn't think there was any of that here. There were some very nice lines from the Antonio Banderas cat, who in the sort of reimagined world is incredibly fat. And I laughed 3 or 4 times at his fat cat lines, but you can't go 93 minutes with only 3 or 4 laughs, and that was the total extent of the laughter.
Yeah, there's a couple of jokes that are pretty funny, but they hammer them into
right.
the
There's
ground.
one other with the kid, right?
Right, which
Right.
is in the ad, so I'm not spoiling
Right.
it by saying it's the do the roar line.
Do the roar.
Do the roar, do the roar. And like the first time is funny. Second time is funny. They do it like 7 times,
Yeah, it keeps coming
I would
back,
say. But
come
yeah,
back.
the Puss in Boots character is the only funny part of the whole thing. Thankfully, he has his own spin-off movie
Right.
coming with Antonio Banderas, so that
gonna-
could be good.
I'm going to
hopefully.
object to your use of the word thankfully.
Why?
Because it's like giving Klinger his own series on MASH. Like
I
mean,
want a whole Puss in Boots movie. That'd be funny.
I think that you're looking at the potential maybe, but I always thought like with Klinger, so I'm going to turn this into a 1978 reference.
What do you have against the Lebanese?
Right. I just
As
don't
someone
think,
who is Lebanese,
I don't think we want to see a movie about a Middle Easterner. I think that's very clear. America's not ready for that.
Yeah,
No.
but you don't want to see a whole movie about somebody in drag.
No,
trying
but
to get
but that's right. It'll never work. It'll never work. It's what they told Billy Wilder. No, but I mean that is a supporting character, and that would be my fear. That said, if it's well written, I'm sure it'll be great. And that was the limit to the funny lines I thought in
And
Shrek 4.
the chimichanga joke is funny. I just ruined
Yeah,
it.
one time from Craig Robinson,
Right.
who was also a first-time voice there.
And Jane Lynch is in it.
Jane Lynch
She's one
is
of
in
the
it.
Witches, whatever.
Lake Bell, Mary Kay Place, Meredith Vieira, one of the
Oh, I didn't know
one of the witches.
Can
Yeah.
we talk about the 3D for a second? Because that's like the
Oh,
big
yeah,
deal of
right,
the new
right,
one
yeah.
is that it's in 3D. Can we talk about
That,
that?
the 3D is nicely done, I thought. It was created in 3D, so it's a damn sight better than Clash of the Titans was, right?
It wasn't converted into 3D.
Right, it wasn't converted. The
Clash of
effects,
the Titans, the worst 3D ever so far.
exactly.
In this
The
era.
less said about that, the
Yeah.
better. We might as well have had the red and blue glasses for that one.
Right, exactly.
But this one actually was okay. The flying effects, I actually thought the scene where he's flying around on the broom worked pretty well. That was a nice scene. I don't think that 3D was necessary for this movie, but where, there are a couple places that they used it, it was okay. That being said, I don't know that you need to shell out the extra money for 3D for this one.
Right,
The
$20
kids aren't-
if you live in New York.
Well, and that's the
Right.
thing, the kids aren't going to care.
Right.
The kids that are going to be interested in this movie aren't really going to worry about the 3D that much, I don't think.
It doesn't help. I don't think it adds a single thing
doesn't.
to it. It's a gimmick. Like we could never have another movie in 3D again, and I'd be fine with it. Like once this summer is over, can this trend please go away? It's just a gimmicky trend. So anyway, I don't think it adds anything at all to it.
There we go.
What
3D.
is this?
3D. I'm sure you can't see that. That says waste. That says of.
Is it meant to be popping off the screen?
Mm-hmm. That says time. That's our sophisticated analysis of 3D. I would rather see this than Shrek in 3D.
Yeah, it just doesn't help it.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it looked okay, but I mean, guess what looked okay? Shrek 1 and Shrek 2 with sort of impressive, well-done
great.
animation. They look great, right?
I mean, the whole point of the Shrek movies was that it's so tactile, like the grass and
Yeah.
the leaves and like donkey's fur. You could reach out and touch it all.
Right.
And rendered in 3D, that all gets flat.
Yeah, I thought it was flat and lifeless and poorly written, and I don't know whether the kids will like it, but kids will like anything.
I can tell you that the 6-year-old that my girlfriend's 6-year-old did like the movie.
Yeah.
So that being said, all the problems aside with this movie, is it something that you can't sit through with the kids? I don't think it's that bad. I've seen worse kids movies in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, take your kids to see How to Train Your Dragon again. That's a much better movie, and they probably want to see that one again. But if you have to drag a bunch of kids to this one, don't shell out for the 3D. And, I'm going to go with a 5.1 for this. Just that barely side of recommending, because the kids will want to see it and it'll be okay.
5.1. I think that if you do drag the kids to see it in 3D, put the glasses on, drift off to sleep, and then just hold the kid's hand so you know that he doesn't run off.
That's called parenting.
Yeah, that's called sophisticated parenting.
I'm going to borrow that, can I?
Brought to you by a non-parent. I gave it a 3.5. I can't, in any good conscience, recommend it. Certainly not to a grown-ass man.
Yeah, I'm going to drag it down. I'm going to give it a 2.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I drag us down a great deal. I say take the kids to Greenberg.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation for you today.
So we have a nonsensical 5.1 from Matt, a overrated
I'm so
3.5.
worried about your kid.
I lean far more to Christy than to Matt. I gave it a 3.5, Christy a 2. That comes out to a very easy 3.0, a 3 rating for Shrek 4 Ever After.